Many of you may have heard about solar flares and different activity on the sun that's moving energy and emanating energy in a more intense way than ever before. Um, so as we are in an ascension time period, we are completely connected to cosmic activity that is then activating the earth and activating our bodies. So let me start by saying that, yes, there is more activation on the sun than has been before. Uh, it's more every day and it's more intense than it's ever been. That activity actually comes from a center sun in the middle of our galaxy. And that center sun actually exists within a black hole within the galaxy. But it is reprogramming itself. It is coming online in a way that it has not done before in order to activate all of the humans on the planet and actually all of the sentient beings on the planet to come into a higher level of awakening, a higher frequency within the consciousness. And so it begins with that central sun that then activates all the planets in the galaxy and moves into our sun. Our sun then emanates out this incredible amount of um, light and energy and information because light is information. Light is intelligence, intelligent consciousness. And so that consciousness is emanating out into our field, into the planet. It's awakening the sun in the center of the planet as well. So you can see this beautiful connection between these suns as the internal sun inside the planet awakens and moves energy from the inside to the outside of the earth, and then also activates us. And we have our own internal sun in the solar plexus of our body. So you can begin to breathe here right now as we continue to speak about the solar plexus in the internal sun of the body, this yellow chakra energy that emanates who you truly are, emanates the sense of self, emanates the sense of internal power and the beingness of each person and animal on the planet. It moves energy into the heart center. The heart center is the anchor between the higher levels and the lower earthly levels. And so the heart center is the grounding point of breath and information, of energy, which you want to keep returning to the heart. Keep returning to the heart. The heart is where you open into everything else of who you really are, opening into the sense of self. No longer do we ground through the earth. No longer do we ask the earth to hold us in place. We hold ourselves in place from the center point of the heart. From the center point, as it opens into a sense of unconditional love that may not feel like you're walking around happy all the time necessarily, but it is a sense of connection with the all, connection with nature, connection with every other living, breathing being on the planet, connection with each other. Knowing that that is the truth and knowing that that stays open in this beautiful, and they're pointing to this beautiful rose quartz, um, as that opens, then you can drop the awareness down into the solar plexus and breathe that love into sense of self. into sense of power, into the sense of awakening the sun within, reactivating the sun within to enlighten new cosmic intelligence into the body. As this opens and brightens and clears, because of course, so much has been internalized that needs to clear. As that is all clearing out, then that sun can emanate out into the entire body and take up the entire span of the body and moving out even further through the energy field. Take a minute to breathe that in. This is very exciting for humanity. This is very exciting. Now, it's also can be very difficult. It can be very activating emotionally. And we know at this point that that any clearing that happens has to allow for old, heavier, denser energies to release, old emotions to release. That often feels of course, emotional as well as painful. Joints can hurt, organs can hurt, headaches, tiredness, a sense of really needing to, and they're responding to people talking about not leaving the house. They're showing this sense of like turning inward to protect the tender, tender, tender spots and the energy field from being overly activated by others. There will be many on the planet who have a much harder time with this because they don't understand what's happening. They're not even willing to look at the cosmic parts of self. And so they can become more agitated, more upset, more sensitive. And those of us here in this space today will know that those sensitivities are very purposeful. Now, we will open to all of your questions for sure, but there are a few things that we want to share. One is the meditation on the solar plexus. Very helpful right now to allow the solar plexus to soften and open, to allow the sense of love from the heart to drop into the solar plexus, and to send gratitude for your own internal sun, your own internal source of power, source of chi that is held in the solar plexus that what's the word is that not only steers you but gives you the energy to move forward in your world. The other is to consider a short juice cleanse or other sort of digestive, uh, gentle cleanse that can allow for the digestion to relax a little bit. This does not have to be a 10-day thing. This does not have to be extreme in any way, shape, or form. But if you feel that your digestion calls for a little bit of a break, offer that to your digestion. And again, a juice cleanse is something very gentle. And there are others, if need be, please feel free to ask, but we offer that one as sort of a general, uh, uh, useful option. Third, and they spoke to me before we got on about this because I work a lot with flower essences. They want to offer a flower essence, and I'm going to put links to where you can buy this in the chat while Michelle's talking, but I want to read this to you because this was very interesting to me. They showed me a bright yellow flower, and it's the coreopsis. I don't know much of anything about coreopsis, but as I looked it up, it says that the flower essence is helpful when we're feeling trapped by the binding of our unconscious patterns or various addictions, including the subtle addiction to suffering. It can help reduce cravings by redirecting us to the healthier place out of love for ourselves. This ally, Coreopsis, brings sunshine to a dark mind, ultimately offering us an increased sense of worthiness and purpose by reigniting our spirit. Now, this essence has been around a long time, and so it's interesting to me that that's the one that they pick for this particular transformation. And so we look at it from a perspective of it being yellow, which is, of course, the third chakra color, but also that as it removes us from addiction and from a smaller sense of self, it allows us to open into a grander version of self, one that is free. Okay, this is such an important piece to what is happening to humanity right now on this planet, is the sense of freedom from the past. So, um, we have lived in a world where we can look back not only into our personal histories, but history on the planet. And that is how we've always seen what the future might look like. Will it repeat or will it be better than? The only way we can imagine the future is by envisioning the past. You know, that's the only way we can do it is we look at what's already happened and we say, let it be like this or let it not be like this. At this moment in time, we are entering into a future that will not be in any way connected to nor a mirror of the past. Not at all. Not at all. We are entering an unimaginable future. We are entering a time where if we can drop all ideas of what has been, if we can drop um, projecting from the past into the future, we have an option to move in ways that we don't know yet. So they bring up a question Michelle had asked me earlier this morning, which is where do we go now with our work? How do we move out through the world? And uh, so the answer is that uh, we are very much in between space. I heard Marian say liminal earlier. We are very much in a liminal space of a new beginning, a new creation bubbling up from inside the earth, bubbling up from inside our own physicalities, that these suns, these four connected suns, the center of the galaxy, our own earthly sun, internal sun of our bodies, and then the internal sun of the planet, are awakening, connecting, speaking to each other, communicating, and opening doors that have not been opened before. We are feeling the discomfort of those doors beginning to open in ways that we are not used to, that we do not have history of, and that we do not understand. So, this choreopsis can allow us to drop the bindings of the past, right? So we let the past go and we allow ourselves to open into this yellow third chakra energy of the sun. And they're sending this energy through as I'm speaking. I hope you can feel it a little bit, a sense of some relief to the questions of what on earth is happening.